Our God is a jealous God. Lately, I keep seeing this verse. I first saw it in one of John Bevere's podcast videos, and I just discovered him recently, and I heard him talk about the verse that says, you should have no other gods above me, and how our God is a jealous God. And I've always, I was shocked by this verse because I've always had this idea of jealousy as a bad thing in my mind. So I'm like, for our own God to be a jealous God, at first it was a shocking thing for me to hear, but now I keep seeing this idea just repeating and repeating and repeating in my own life. And I heard about the earthquakes in Venezuela. I'm sure everybody has. And I was watching a video from Nick Jones, one of my favorite Christian YouTubers, that talks about, just things going on in the world and like how it relates to Christianity and stuff like that. And so I watched a video about the earthquakes, you guys, and there's like video footage of them in the middle of worshiping a false idol. I guess they worship John the Baptist, and they were having a whole celebration for John the Baptist. And in the middle of their celebrations, guys, I kid you not, crowds on the streets, music going, like, drums playing, and those earthquakes happened, and they were devastating. Like, it was like 1,500 people that died in those earthquakes, and like buildings collapsing and crazy stuff like that, you guys. And it reminded me, like, bro, God is a jealous God. Like, he really is. Like, he does not want us worshiping any other gods. And this is not even just people. This is not even just like false gods. Like, there was a guy also in that video who was talking about, like, I have other gods before God, like, in my life. And, what is this for you? Like, think about it for you. It could be relationships, it could be money, it could be drugs, alcohol, anything you're putting above our God, in importance in your life is a God to you. You know what I mean? And just last night, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, I was just like, I fell into my lust. And I feel like the more and more that I'm speaking about it to you guys and really just like opening up and being vulnerable about it. Um, my last video I made about lust, it is just climbing the ranks in views. Like, I've never gotten so many views on a video before, and that just means like I'm helping a lot of people out, learning about the effects that their lust has on them. And so I think that's why the lust demons are attacking me like crazy, you guys, and I just have to flee from it. But yesterday, I'm gonna be honest, I fell into my same old patterns, and all of a sudden, you guys, it is storming like crazy, and it's thunderstorming right now too. And there's like a crazy heat wave going on in Chicago for the whole week. It's like in the 90s, and it's just gonna be thunderstorming from last night all the way until Sunday. And as it was storming, and there was just like crazy lightning and thunder, like it was like storming, and it is right now as I'm speaking to y'all. And I'm just like, I'm like, like, I literally was looking up at the sky, talking to God, watching the storm, and I'm like, God, like, why are you crying? Like, what is upsetting you? You know what I mean? And I just had a revelation that, like, he wasn't upset with me, because at first I feel like I was just like, God is upset with me, and that's why it's storming. But no, I truly feel like God is, he hates, how we put other things before him, and those things just hurt us. Like my lust in trying to seek out relationships within my own strength, like, it can be a God over my God, because sometimes I just feel lonely and I seek out love because everyone just wants to be loved. And so that's like my biggest weakness, you guys. And I think God was just like, not angry with me, because God is never angry with you. I think he's angry at the fact that these things hurt his children. You know what I mean? Because my lust and my sin and my things that I struggle with and the things that I put before God sometimes, they just hurt me. You know, in the moment they might feel great, but they just hurt me in the end. And I think God is just so angry that his children are being hurt by sin. And it's just crazy to see how, like, he really is a jealous God, you know. He like he let Venezuela just have it because they were worshiping a false idol, and it's crazy. And I feel like those are just, warnings, and we need to like look at that as like, what are my gods that I put over the one true God? And what am I like, where in my life is like God just not enough for me? You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like for me, the wind is going crazy. I feel like for me, there's some places like, especially just my lack of love in my life, because in terms of like earthly people, people around me on this earth, I don't have any love on this earth, you guys. It's really just me and God. And so I can find myself feeling like God's love is just not enough. Like I need a relationship. I need a parental figure, because I've never had that stuff. And so I encourage you to look at the things where you feel like God is just not enough, because he absolutely is. He absolutely can fill every single hole in your heart, you know what I'm saying? And his love is like the greatest love ever. And so, yeah, I just want to talk about this and how God is a jealous God, because he absolutely is. And I can see it within my own life. I can see it with the natural disasters that are going on in our world. I feel like God is really trying to speak to us through these signs, and he's really making it known, like, for the people that have the eyes to see and ears to hear. He is making it known to us that he's coming back very soon for his children, and he wants us to be ready for that day. He wants us to be, like John Bevere talks about, getting our wedding dresses ready, getting our garments all clean and ready for when Jesus comes for his church. And it's going to be the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day, and the most beautiful wedding ever, you guys. And we are his bride and he is our groom. And so I had to talk about this because I think it's so crazy. And people are only talking about, oh, there's earthquakes in Venezuela, but they're not talking about how it happened mid worship of false idols. Like, that is crazy, and it blew my mind, you guys. God is a jealous God. He wants us to have no other gods before him. He wants to have our entire heart. He wants to have our entire life. He doesn't only want part of you. He wants all of you, and he wants you to only seek out him, because his love is greater than any other love you could get from anyone else, anywhere else, anything of this world. You know what I mean? But I love you guys so much. God wants absolutely all of you, and he just loves you so, 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 so much. You are his beautiful creation, and he chose you. He chose you before you were in your mother's womb. He chose you, and he has such a beautiful story that is unfolding right now, and you're living it out, you guys. And I love you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.